Okay, we're in the last parak of Masechta Kesuvos, parak Shtei Dayane. We said the two Dayane Gezeres in Yerushalayim. They were Chanan and Admoin. Chanan had said two things. Admoin said seven things. We met the two of Chanan. The first one being that if a woman husband goes overseas and she's coming to collect her mezainis, does she have to swear by the mezainis or only when she collects Kesuba? Chanan said only when she collects Kesuba. The second thing he spoke about was the Good Samaritan. Husband goes overseas, the person goes ahead and gives mezainis to the woman, comes back and wants money. She says, Oven was, he lost your money. Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai agreed. It says, like, you put the money on the Karenat Tzvi, it runs away. So we began Admoin. We saw the first two of Admoin's seven. The first one being the Nachla, that when there's Nechasim Merubim, the sons inherit and the girls are Tanai Ksuba are sustained from Mizainis. If there's Nechasim Muatim, there's very little, then the girls are sustained and the guys go door to door to begging. And Chanan incredulously said, just because I'm a Zachar, why should I lose? We saw two pshatim, either he's arguing and saying that they should get equal, or he's admitting that the halacha is that they do go door to door, but why should they have to? There was Rabbeinu Tam's pshat. And the second din we saw of admin was the din of moedib and mixus hataina, that in the case where a person goes ahead and comes with a taina of kadesh shemen and kadesh yayin, and one says, I don't know any shemen. The question was the lashon was the question was whether he's moed on part or not. The machloikus between admin and the chachamim, how to go ahead and question the lashon of kadesh shemen. Does he mean the barrel and the oil, or just does he mean the oil? Chanan said he meant both, and therefore Yechai the Shua might do mitzvahs, and on the Shemen you'll be Megalba the Shua. And the Chachamim said no, that he's claiming one thing and he's admitting another thing, and therefore if one claims one thing and admits another thing, there is no Shua deraisa of Moedim mitzvahs. And today we're going to meet the third din of Admoin. The third din of Admoin. We're beginning on Kuf Ches on the base, the bottom line. Hapaisik Mois lechasnoi. Someone went ahead and he said, I'm going to give my son-in-law X amount. Earlier in the Masechta, we said to incentivize a man to give money to his daughter to get married. Again, that's what he should do. And then the Chachamim were attacking the Kesuvos banim dichrin to assure it would stay in the family. So the guy goes ahead and he writes a nice dowry for his son-in-law. And guess what? And then he gives he either Rashi says. He says, the dust is like a lashon b'zoyin. Rashi says that take the dust off my feet, or hang me on my feet, or he runs away. In other words, basically he reneges on the deal. So now, Amid Aleph. So Teshev, the girl will sit at Shetal ben Roisha. Again, this is if the Erison guys, they're married. It's the first stage. They're married. In other words, the Orus went ahead and was Makadish this woman on the condition that he's going to get this dowry. He now reneges. What's the halacha? Says the Chachamim that you're going to sit until it gets white, and that's it. He doesn't have to do this soon. Admin Aimer, right? She's able to tell to her husband, Ilu ani pasakti la'atzmi, if I had gone ahead and I had made this deal and said, I myself will give you X amount to marry me, and now I renege, then I understand why I should sit until what my hair gets white. But Achshav Sha'aba Pasuk, now that my father, he reneged on the deal, what can I do? So either Oikonos, either do Nisuin and fully marry me, a Potter will go ahead and write me a get. Let me go.
Lace, didn't we learn that Amira?
I just finished the Mishnah Hesh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rabbi Gamliel, Roya Ani Yesterei Admain. Says Rabbi Gamliel, I agree with Admain. Roya Ani Yesterei Admain, that if she's able to go ahead and say that had it been me, I understand. So in other words, the father reneges, she can go ahead and force the issue. Either go through with the Nisuin, regardless of you not receiving the dowry, and if not, divorce me. Yes, Heshi. I can't read lips.
Oh.
Okay, I think Simani Milsahi. Says the Gemara. Says the Gemara. The Mishnah is not like this Tana. The Tanya. Amr Rabbi Yehuda. Like nechlu admin v'chachamim ala poisik mois lechaisnai upashalayas regel. There's no question that when he went ahead and the father-in-law would have reneged on the deal, sheyichaylehi shetaimem abba pasik pasak alai ma'ani yichayl lasais. In other words, according to this brisa, different than the Mishnah, that the chachamim would be maida if the father reneges, that the girl is able to force the issue. If the father, in other words, that our Mishnah is not the machlokes. The way it's presented in our Mishnah, the Chachamim would agree, according to the Brisa, that she could force the issue, saying, "What am I should suffer because why? My father is not a man of his word." So therefore, everyone will be moided that she could force the divorce or the nesuin. Al ma nechelku al sheposke hi al atzma. She went ahead and made the deal. She said, "I'll give you X amount." Since she said it, she's going to sit until her hair gets white. And Kesuvos ani, I thought that my father would go ahead and give it in my place. So So the second brisa is even a bigger chiddush. She said she's going to give the nadin. She reneged on the deal, and nonetheless, like Admon, she's still able to force the issue and force a marriage or a divorce. Very different than our Mishnah. When on the brisa, when do we say this? Is begedola. When it's the gedola, when she's a gedola. Avo bekatana kaifin. By katana will force. Now, what does that ambiguous statement mean? When do we say this din of the brisa? By the gedola, by the katana kaifin. It says no kaifin laman. Ilain malaav. If you're going to say you force the father, ipchami boile. It should what? It should be the opposite. The gedola, she can keep her own tanai. She can keep her own tanai. So why would we go ahead and force the father? Says Rashi. Look at Rashi. In bois lakav esaav ipchami boile tvei. Lefisha hagedola tana tanai. It should be force the katani. You should force the gedola. The father, the gedola is tanai is a tanai, right? So why would you say you force the father? She is. It's her word, right? Says the Gemara, Ella, Amarava, Koifim the Baal. When it says by katana, you koifim by the katana, it means the katana's word is not a word. So if she's poisik, the katana is poisik an amount, we'd still force the divorce. Why? Because whatever she said doesn't count for anything. Amar Rav Yitzchak bar Elazar Mishmei Dechizkiya. Now, to break it up, Chanan said two things, that's finished. Rabbi Yochanan and Zakkai agree with Chanan on those two things. Admon is going to say 7. We've seen 3 of them, right? We saw the din of Nachla, that he incredulously asked, I'm a Zacha, why should I lose when there's not so much L'chasim? We saw the din of Moida Mitzvah Sataina, and now we're seeing the din of the father reneging on the deal. Those three cases. In all those 3 cases, Rabbi Gamliel says, Roya ani yesterday Admon. There's going to be 4 more cases that we see where Rabbi Gamliel doesn't say anything. So the Gemara now is just going to go ahead and say figure out the differences between the 3 cases where Rabbi Gamliel agrees and the 4 cases where he doesn't say anything. Okay, that's till the next Mishnah. That's what we're going to discuss. It's a little ambiguous. Hang in there. Says the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak ben Elazar Mishmei Dechizkiya. These are Amoraim. Kol makom she'amar Rabbi Gamliel roya nis as divrei admon halacha k'maisai. Any time that the three places, the Nachla and the Miktsas and the reneging of the father, the halacha is like admon in all those 3 places. Amalei Rav Rav Nachman afil bebraisa, even in the brisa where what you hear this, where the girl reneged. And she said, the father could have gone ahead. I thought he was going to go ahead and keep my word. And Admon said she's believed and forced the issue. Even there, Amalei, mi kamina b'mishnah, B'chol makam she'amar Rabbi Gamliel kaminan. I said any place Rabbi Gamliel says it, even in the Brisa, the halacha would be like like Admin. Now, Rabbi Seira Amar Rabbi Bar Yirmiyah, but Beis Devarim she'amar Chanan. The two things that Chanan said again, the halacha of the swearing only by ksuba, not by what, by mezainis, and the halacha of the good Samaritan losing his money. The halacha is she'amar Chanan halacha kiyotze boy. Now the kiyotze boy is Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Kiyotze boy is the one who agreed with him. That was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Shiva devarim shama admain. The 7 things that Adman said, ein halacha kiyotze boy. The halacha is not like him, and kiyotze boy is Rabbi Gamliel. So if you just take it on face value, guys, here's what we just said. Anytime the Chanan said something, the halacha is kiyotze boy, like Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai agreed with him. And any time that Adman said something, 7 things. Even when Rabbi Gamliel kiyotze boy, halacha is not like that. That's what apparently it means to say. So my comment, however, the one wants to know, what does that mean? My comment, it's just, is that exactly what it means? It says more, kamar, like I just told you. The halacha is not like Admon, but like kiyotze boy, nor like Rabbi Gamliel. 1 second. Rabbi Yitzchak ben Elazar, b'shmei dechizkiya, kamakom she'amar Rabbi Gamliel, but roya ani estirei Admon, halacha k'maisai. In other words, there's at least 3 places out of the 7 that the halacha is like him, because we're saying that what? That he's agreed with. So how can you say 7 is not like him? We just said 3 of them for sure is like him. So that can't be what Rabbi Zera meant when he said that halacha is not like that. Ella, let's take another stab at it. Hachi kamar. Shnei devarim again. Achanan stays the same, no problem. El shnei devarim shama chanan halacha k'maisa chayotze boy like him and Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Shiva devarim shama admain ein halacha k'yotze boy. The halacha is not like him, like Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, hakemaisai halacha bekulai. But the halacha would be like him, meaning he said 7 things. The first 3 Rabbi Gamliel didn't agree with. So the halacha is not like Rabbi Gamliel, but like Rabbi Gamliel, but the halacha is kemaisai is like Admon in the other 4. You know, he said 7 things. So the halacha is not like Rabbi Gamliel. But the halacha k'maisai, right? I guess in the final 4. No, I think I said it wrong. I think I'm saying it wrong. One more time. Okay, shnei devarim shama chan halacha k'maisai k'yotze boy. Shiva devarim shama admon ein halacha k'yotze boy. Let's see Rashi here. I thought I had them shot. I don't think now I see I don't. Let's see Rashi. Admin Oimer. No, that's not it. Go above, up. All the way up, right? My comment. Kiyotze boy. There's Rabbi. Okay, ain't al kiyotze boy. Shalei roa es devarov el b'shloisha shahayu loy liris es devarov bekulam. Shalei roa es devarov el b'shloisha. In other words, Rabbi Gamliel only saw in 3. He should have seen in all. Okay, so here's what it means. Rabbi Gamliel only agreed with him in 3. He should have agreed with him in all 7. Guys, one more time. Here's what it means. It doesn't. You said that the halacha again. The ambiguous statement was. Is kol makom shomer Gamliel. The ambiguous statement was shiva devarim shama admain ein halacha kiyotze boy, meaning the Rabbi Gamliel felt the halacha is only like him in the 3, but not in all 7. In fact, the halacha is like him in all 7. That's what it means. It doesn't mean that the halacha is not like Rabbi Gamliel. It means that the Rabbi Gamliel only saw fit in the first 3 is incorrect. He should have seen 3 kemaisai in all 7. Okay, back in the Gemara. That's the shot. Baruch Hashem. Says the Gemara, how could you say that? Right? Says the Gemara, V'amar Rabbi Yitzchak ben Elazar, Mishmei dechizkiya, Kamakom Shem Rabbi Gamliel, Roy Ani Esteri Admain, Halacha kemaisai, Ama in, Lo Yama Loi. In other words, only when Rabbi Gamliel said the halacha is like Admon is the halacha like him, where he didn't say the halacha is not like him. So you can't say the halacha is like him in all 7, because the halacha is like him only in the first 3 and not like him in the final 4. So therefore, what's the final pshat? Ela kamar. Here's what Rabbi Zera meant to say. Shnei devarim shama, again, that's the same. Shnei devarim shama, adma chanan, halacha kamoisu chayotze, but halacha is like him and like Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Shiva devarim shama admain, yesh mehem shalacha kamoisai. There are those with halachas like him, ukayotze, meaning the first 3 and Rabbi Gamliel, v'yesh mehem shein halacha kamoisai, the final 4, the final 9. So elo kayotze only like what? Only like Rabbi Gamliel and not like him. But the latter what? The latter 4 not. So that's what it meant. The halacha is, when's the halacha like admon kiyotze? Only Rabbi Gamliel goes like him. When Rabbi Gamliel doesn't go like him, and kiyotze, I mean Rabbi Gamliel's not there, then the halacha is not like admon. So the first 3 that we just did, right? The din of nachla, of the mikzas, and the din of the father reneging, halacha is like admon. Now we're going to begin the final 4. Those that halacha is not like admon. Good? Because Rabbi Gamliel doesn't agree with him. Guys, we're good? Yes, no? Okay, Baruch Hashem. Says the Mishnah. Here's the case, outside. Shimon sells, Shimon buys a field from Levi. Ruvain signs on the dotted line as one of the Eidim. He signs on the dotted line. He's one of the Eidim of the sale. He then goes ahead and says, that field that Shimon bought from Levi was really my field. Levi stole it. Levi stole it. So now he's Ma'ara saying that the field is his. However, he is the one who signed on as if what? It's not his field, because after all, he's signing a bill of sale. If it was his field, why are you signing a bill of sale? So says the Mishnah, Ha'orer al Asadeh, someone who claims the field was his, and he signed the shtar as one of the Eidim. So again, Shimon buys the field from Levi. Ruvain signs as one of the Eidim on the document, and now Ruvain claims the field is his. Admin says, Hasheni noyachli barisha kasha imenu. In other words, what's the kasha? If the field was really yours, why did you complain it was in the hand of Levi? You should have gone to Levi's and said, listen, and the answer is, Levi's a tough guy. Levi's got the best lawyers. If he goes with Levi, his chances of getting his field back are not so good. So all he wanted to do was to get it out of Levi's hands and get it in Shimon's hands. And now Shimon does not have such lawyers, is not such a tough guy. He has a better chance of what? Of regaining the ownership of his field. That's what Admin says. That's what Admin says. Guys, good? That's what Admin says. Says, okay. The Chacham said, once you signed on the dotted line on this bill of sale in the field from Levi, you've lost your right to be ma'arer. Gone. And the halacha is like the Chachamim. Okay, now here's the next case outside. He signs on a bill of sale. Shimon's buying a field. And in the document of the field, it's being described exactly. It's not the field that he's been ma'ara on. Field A is the field he's going to claim on. This is field B. In field B, guys, he describes when they buy a house, they tell you lot so and so, they give you exact location. So this field is being described by, on the northern border is this, on the southern border is this, and one of the borders written up in the shtar is the field he's going to claim is his. So he's signing on a shtar that shtar B is fine. That's good. In other words, that shtar is great. There's nothing wrong with that shtar. Shimon's buying the field, but in the shtar, it's being described as what? It's being described as being bordered by a field that he's going to claim as his, and he's signing on that shtar.
When he describes the border, it doesn't describe the ownership of the bordering fields, does it?
What?
When he describes border, field A is on the north.
Yes.
It says field A owned by Reuben.
Yes. So also simin la'acher ibres chusay. If the guy goes ahead and signs on the document and it's being described as a field bordered by a field that belongs to someone else, though, right? And he's the border, he loses his right. And admin would agree over here. Because again, you're not getting it out of anybody's hand over here. The svar of admin to get it away from Levi doesn't apply over here. And therefore, him signing in the document is agreeing, saying a statement that what the field belongs to whoever it belongs to. Amar Abaya, Leishanu ella aid, aval dayan loy. That we said that a person who signs on this field loses his schus if only he signs as an aid. But let's say is a dayan. Let's say the dayan, Ruvain's a dayan. Ruvain is a dayan, and he signs what's he signing? That the Eidim on the star are the Eidim. In other words, he is authenticating the Eidus. He's not authenticating what they were made on. He's just authenticating the identities of the Eidim. These Eidim that signed came in front of us. We checked out their signatures, and they write what's called a henpeck, and now they are, for all intents and purposes. Now, he wakes up, he sees the star, and he says, 1 second, this sale, that field is my field. So there, Adnan would agree, there, everyone, the Chachamim would agree that he has a Richtige complaint. Because the Dayan is only authenticating the signature. He's not even reading the star. The fact that he's signed on the star is not signed on the content of the star. His signature is what? Is on the signature of the Eidim. It's not on the star. It says, Tani Reb Chia, Eino Eidim Chaisman al star Elam Ken Karo. Eidim can't sign unless they read it. Amid Beis. Aval Hadayanim, Dayanim, Chaisman, they sign, Afa Pishalai Karo, even if they didn't read it. Top Rashi. Aval Hadayanim Chaisman, Bikiyum, with the authentication. Afa Pishalai Karo, even if they didn't read the content of the star. Shari Eino Eidim, they're not made, Ella, what's their Eidis? This star came in front of us. For Eidim Hikiru Shahi Chasimason. And we recognize that this is their signature. That's all they sign on. Okay. Now, what was the latter case of the Mishnah? The latter case of the Mishnah was where the guy signed on the star. He signed on the star, and in the star it said the field that is giving ma'ara on, and he didn't say anything. That case, what? Everyone would be moided that he loses the field, even Admon. Says the Gemara. If the field is being sold to somebody else, if that field B is being sold to him, right? He's not losing his schus. Again, what's the case? Field A is the one he's going to be ma'ara on. Field B is the one that's being bought. The case of the Mishnah is it's being sold to somebody else. If field B is being sold to him, then the fact that in the star it's describing the ownership and border on field A, he does not lose his right. Why is that? The Omar, if I didn't go ahead and do this, he wouldn't have sold it to me. In other words, I'm going to stop him ma'ara and everything and make me questions and say things. I won't get the sale go through. So to facilitate the sale of field B going through, we don't say that he's giving up on field A. I should have gone over and said beforehand to aid them quietly, listen, you know what? In the star, it's going to say that field A really belongs to somebody else. It really doesn't. It really belongs to me. But the only reason I'm not saying anything now is because I want the sale of B to go through. That's what he should have done. Says the Gemara, Chavrach, Chavra Islay, the Chavra Islay. News travels fast. If I'm going to tell these Eidim that, it's going to end up that the owner of B is going to know about that and the sale won't go through. Okay, so that would work out. Okay, halacha l'maisa, this is what happened. Ahi the asad simin le'echad, a person went ahead, he wrote b'shtar mechira, and he was signed on the shtar, and it was in the shtar it said that the field was bordered by a field that he questions on. Error. He then questioned the field. B'shachim, and he died. And before he died, he established what an apotropis. Before he died, he said the apotropis should take care of his claim and his children. Us apotropis, listen, guys, this is the lawyer you want. This is the source for Jewish lawyers. Us apotropis comes along this apotropis, l'kamei da'abaya, amalei, asa simin le'echad, ibes chusay. Abaya told him it's a mefurish Mishnah. If you go ahead and you sign on field B and you borders with field A, you lost it. So Amar said apotropis, the father of the Yisraelim was alive. I would have said, right? I only admitted to one furrow of the field. I didn't admit to the whole field. When I said it was bordered by the field, I didn't mean the whole field. I meant by it's bordered by one furrow of the field. So Abai said, Shapik Hamid. It's a very good taina. It's a very, very good taina. And therefore the rest of the field, you have to, there's an era on the field, and he had Aiden that it once belonged to him, you'd have to return it. If a person says that I made a tlem, then he's believed. So Ziv says, Ziv hable miha tlem echad. So Avaya said, okay, the field is yours, but at least give him a tlem, give him a furrow. So Havi Allah Richva the Dikla, the furrow had a bunch of palm trees on it. So this tlem, this furrow was worth quite a bit of money. So Amalei, so said the apotropis, he would have said, Chazarti v'lakachti mimenu. I returned and I bought it from you. Amalei Shapik Amr. The is saying very good. Guys, this guy who owns field B, right? He owns a and the other one has Eidim on the era. The only reason he has the furrow is because you admitted that you sold the furrow to him. That's called the Pesha Asa. Now, the same way you're admitting that the furrow belonged to him, you could have taina that what I went back and I bought it back from him. So Rashi and Moshe Bishar learn it's a case of Pesha Asa who are Pesha Hitta. We know that Tlem belongs to that guy only because of his Adis. The same Adis that says that Tlem belongs to that guy is saying that Chazati Macharti. So this is the lawyer. So Amalei, so Abai said, Shapik Hamid. Dam Rabbi Yochanan, and Tayim V'Amar Chazati V'Lakachtiv. I returned and I bought it. Mimenu Neman. Amar Abai said after hearing this apotropis, Hayman the Muki apotropis Lukim Ki Hai. Should go ahead and be Mukim a lawyer like this guy. The Yodei La Fuche B'Skusa the Yasmei who knows how to go ahead by and be Mapich and Skusa the Yisraelim. And that's a case that actually happened. Okay, so that was the fourth case of admin. Here's the fifth case of admin. Mishalach Mina Sayam goes overseas, but of the Derech Sadeyu. So, he had a field. He had a field in the middle, and the field is surrounded by four other fields, and there was a path going through. But over time, when it was over, the growth it grew. He'd forgotten where the path was. They had no idea where the path was. What do you do? Now his field's in the middle. How does he get to his field? So we had this in Yavamas, guys. Misha halach lamdinas hayam, the of the derech sadeyu admin aimer yelech lebekatsara. I guess you go ahead and you go the shortest possible route, right? You go ahead. Rashi says al karcham against their will. Yitaloi derech l'sadeyu. He could take away to go to his field. Al derech katsara yivraloi shlayar belito. In other words, you could take, but you have to take the shortest possible way. You know, Rashi says you take it, you don't pay. Because in other words, once upon a time you had a derech to go here, says admin, you go ahead, and we don't know where it is, but since once you had, you take and you go the closest possible way. The chamayim yikna derech b'meyamana. That's a tremendous amount of money. In other words, there's no such thing as getting something for nothing. You're going to have to buy your way in, and even if it's going to cost you a fortune, you're going to have to buy your way in. Or if you don't want that, get a parachute and go in. But you're flying in the air, but you're not getting in another way. So no, Machloikis Admin and the Chanim. Admin says you can take the shortest possible path. The Chum say you have to buy, and even if it's going to cost you a lot of money, it's going to cost money. My time in the Rabbanon, Shapikama Admin. Guys, once upon a time, this guy we know for sure he had a derech to go there, correct? So in Svara, you would say Admin makes more sense. After all, it's not pshat. When he takes the path, he's taking something that he once had. Good, it may not be the exact dimensions of or location of where it is now, but there was a way to go. And the Chacham say that you lose everything. What's the svar of the Chacham? They have to buy. Why do you have to buy something that you once had? The Chacham is you have physically surrounding the circumference of this field, getting in there, you own a piece of the property there. Why in the world would you have to pay? That's the kasha. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav, Kigoin shekifua arba bnei adam me'aba ruchaisecha. He's surrounded by four people on each side. Meaning, you're going to go to guy A and say he's going to go to B. Go to B. He's going to. My father used to say, "Give the futch. Give him the futch." You play ring around the rosy. Each one's going to claim that what your field, your entrance is by the other guy. Each one's going to say that. My time at admin. If that's the case, it's speaking about 4 people surrounding it. Then why can he go ahead and take what? Each guy can take time and say, "Listen, that your shortcut is to somebody else." Amarava, but arba the asumi koyach arba. 4 people that bought from 4 different people. The arba the asumi koyach chad, or 4 people that bought from one. Pliyamle pligi. The matzi matchale. Again, once it's 4 different people, you can be matchen. You can go ahead and push them off. Ki pligi bichad the asami koyach arba. They argue where 1 bought from 4. 1 bought from 4. So in other words, there's only 1 person to deal with, and there's no person to go ahead and push him to. He's the only over the field. It had been owned by 4 people. He had bought all of them. So zichawat, the shortcuts by him. Admin sava mikol makoim mikol makoim darka isle gabach. Any which way, the derech to the field is by you. Rabbanan savar ishaskis. Listen to the lumdis over here. If you're quiet, shaskis v'iloi madrona shtor lemarayu leimotzi lashtori dina bahadayu. In other words, if you pay for what I want to get it back, you're good. If not, I'm going to return the shtar to the 4 guys, and then you're really messed up, because then you won't be able to do anything. So we're zetzing the Mishnah the following way. The Mishnah is, guy goes overseas, he comes back, and when he went overseas, there was a derech. There were 4 different people, and the derech was by one of them. He goes overseas, he comes back, he forgets where it was, and he finds it in the hand of 1. Says admin, take this shortcut. After all, you're entitled. And the guy can't taina that what the shortcut, the derech is not by me, because zikr is by you. You're the one who bought all 4 fields. Says the chachamim along this. No. You'll do what I want, not what you want. Had it been lost, and there were 4 guys around it, and you came back and the 4 guys around it, you know what? You would be messed up totally, because you wouldn't be able to get there. Each one would say, "Oh, A, B, C, D, ring around the rosy," right? If you're quiet and buy the price I set, you're good. If not, I'll return the fields, and you messed up. Okay, that's the lumdis over here. That's the Mishnah according to the Sukkimta, right? Shaskis, v'iloi madrona shtar lemarayu. I'll return the shtar to the master. 4 different people. Okay, that's the Mishnah. That's the Kimta of the Mishnah, guys. That's the Machloikas in the Mishnah. In other words, that's the Pshat in the Mishnah. Now, someone said, Dikla lebrast. I think this guy is dying, right? And he said, this dekel should go to my daughter, but he didn't specify where the dekel was. Azul Yasmei, the Yisraelim went, and Palugin Chasai, they went ahead and divided up the property. And Layav Le Dikla, they didn't give their sister, apparently, either a sister or stepsister, did not give what? The dekel to her. Savra Yosef Lemeimar, Hainu Masnisan. That's on Mishnah. That each should go to each one, and each one can go ahead and say, give it a futch, right? Says Amalei Abayi mi dami. Hasam kol chad v'chad matzi matchalei. Hacha dikla gabayahu. The dekel's there. There's no question about it. So my teknai, what's the tikin? Lasulu dikla. Go ahead, give her the dekel. Lahadre v'liflip meresha. Give her a dekel. You don't know which one. Give her a dekel. Guys, there are many dekolim there. One of them belongs to her. Whenever, give the dekel, and then, now what did they do? They divided it up, and they didn't give her anything. What's the takana? Give her the dekel, and then divide it up. That was the takana. Ahudamalu diklu lebras. Shachiv, he died. Mishavik trey halge the dikla. I don't know how this works. Who have to call them? I'm not exactly such a farmhand to know exactly the difference if 2 halves equal a whole when it comes to the color. So Yasser Ravashi Mikashale, Mikari Inshe, the trade Palge Dickly, that he called 2 halves a whole. I lie. So in other words, if they call 2 halves a whole, she's entitled to 2 halves. If not, not. So Amalei Rav Mordechai Ravashi, Hachi Am Ravimi, Meagrunya Mishmei, the Rava, Kari Inshe, the trade Palge Dickla. People call 2 halves a whole. So we have 4 cases of Admin. We have Admin's, again, in conclusion, we have Admin's case by the Nechasim Meruba. Why by Nechasim Muatim? They're wondering why a Zacha would lose. Second case of Moider mixes Hatayin. The third case about a person reneging on the deal. And the fourth case we have is the case of Adam signing on actually, we have the case of a guy signing off on a field to get it out of a person's hand. That was the fourth case. And this is the fifth case, going to Medina Sayyam and losing the field. That's the fifth one. So we have two more to go in Admon's Cheshbon. The last two, however, Rabbi Gamliel did not say anything. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, Rabbi.